Hey, hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to Step by Step Farming. I am Yvonne, and today I want to give you some very basic 9 baby steps on what you should do before you grow your garden. Okay, I'm going to break this up into bite-sized pieces. So this is going to be part 1, and then I will be putting out part 2 for you all. All right, let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. Hey, I want to ask you guys a couple questions. Are you tired of paying more for groceries? Do you want to have more control over the things that you all eat? Maybe you don't want to have pesticides on your food. Well, look, you know what? You're in the right place, and I want to give you today 3 steps that you need to think about and do before you start your garden. Okay, for those of you all that have never planted a garden before, gardening is not that hard. It's fairly simple. It's been around since practically, about the beginning of time. And so I want to share with you today, and I even wrote some notes down, so please forgive me if I look down, but I have a lot of content that I want to make sure that you all are getting and that I don't miss out on anything. So as I already said, gardening has been around for a while. It doesn't have to be complicated. And everything that I learned is pretty much self-taught. I know I've learned a lot of mistakes through the process. And so that's why I started this channel, to help those of you who have never planted anything to go ahead and learn and start. All right. So the first question, I have a couple questions to ask you all. The first what is your why? Why do you want to plant a garden? Why do you want to start a garden? So, do you want to start a garden because you're bored? Are you wanting to teach your kids how to do something? Are you tired, like I said in the beginning, of always having to pay a lot of money for food? And so basically, these are some questions. Get your pencil and paper, write these down. Okay, why do you want to grow a garden? What is your motivation, right? You have to really think about that. What is your goal? And you have to ask yourself, okay, do I want to eat healthier foods? Do I want to grow my food to be able to, to have food preservation in case there's an emergency and my family is taken care of? You have to ask those things. Do you just want to try a new hobby, try your hand at it? So you have to first ask yourself, why are you doing this? And then after you ask yourself why you're doing it, you need to commit yourself to doing it. That is so important, because if you don't commit yourself to doing it, you will begin and then you will not finish. And you want to dedicate it. You want to be successful. You don't want to feel defeated, like, man, I knew I wasn't going to be good at this. You don't want that. So commit yourself. First of all, you need to figure out why you're doing this. Once you figure out why you want to do it, then commit yourself to doing it until it is complete. Step number 2, find your planting zone. So what do I mean by that? What is a planting zone? Okay, so basically a planting zone is a map of North America that the USDA created, and they broke up the zones by numbers from 1 to 13. All right, so number 1 is being the zone that has the lower temperatures in the winter, and 13 is the warmer temperatures in the winter. So let's say, for example, if you live in the most northern part of Michigan, then your zone is going to be closer to number 1. If you live down in South Florida, then you could possibly be in zone number 13. So this is just a zone of North America that is broken up with the average winter temperatures. So this would be, for example, if you wanted to grow a lemon tree, well, if you live in Wisconsin, that's not going to really go over too well. Lemon trees are a warm weather, hot weather tree, and it's not going to do so good in Wisconsin. All right. So it also tells you basically what plants it is that you can grow in your area. So that's really important too, because you might want to grow a lemon tree, but if you don't live in the right place, I mean, you might as well just go to the grocery store and buy some lemons. Okay. So basically, the zones will help you to figure out what it is that you can plant in your number three. Number three is decide what you are going to plant and how much. Okay, so that is super important. So I'm gonna give you a couple questions. The first question is going to be, write this down for those of you that need to. What do you want to grow? What do you want to grow? You know, so my suggestion is, I would suggest, especially if you're just starting off, my suggestion would be grow only what you eat. If you don't eat cabbage, don't grow cabbage. If you don't like green beans, don't grow green beans. Just because you can grow it doesn't mean you should grow it. If nobody in your home likes green beans, then it kind of defeats the purpose for you to grow it. Okay. Think about the vegetables that you cook with. If you're able to, those are the vegetables that you want to plant in your garden. All right. Also, you have to think about things like, you know, do you all eat a lot of salads? If you do eat a lot of salads, then you want to grow some lettuce. You know, do you use a lot of spices in your food? If you do, you want to grow a lot of herbs, like maybe some basil, some cilantro, some parsley, you know, things like that. All right. Next, you want to figure out how much you want to grow. So how big do you want your garden to be? Okay, that really is something you have to think about, because let's look at your family dynamic. Do you have a big family? Like I have a big family. There's 8 of us all together. So if I'm going to grow a garden, I'm going to kind of have to put a little bit more in it than someone that there's just a single person, or maybe there's 2 people in the family, or even 3. So you don't have to grow a lot. You just need to grow enough to sustain what it is that what your goal is. Okay. So let's think about that. Also, you have to think about, do you live in an area where you can have a garden, you know, or do you live in an apartment? So that's going to determine too how big, or, you know, the size of your garden is going to be. But you just basically need to figure out what it is, and you need to have it to fit your lifestyle. What you don't want to do is you don't want to plant too much, because then you're going to feel overwhelmed. I can't tell you how many times I have planted a garden. I planted way too much, and then a lot of it went bad because I didn't get out there in time, or it just overproduced, and I wasn't able to can it or preserve it in time. I mean, it's really wasteful. I hate that. So only plant the amount that you know that you're able to do. If you're a very busy person, then you don't want to plant a whole bunch. Don't let your eyes get too big for your garden, okay? Or you're going to wind up wasting food and feeling defeated. So I'm going to stop there. That's it for today. I'm going to put out another video later on to give you more information about like the frost dates. Right now it's warmer. You don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to put it out anyway, because it's something that you're going to be able to keep next year, later on this year. You know, if you want to grow in the fall, you need to know what is going to be the first frost date. So I will explain all that later. For right now, just do your homework, answer those questions, really think about the questions that I asked, and talk to your family, figure out what it is that you all like, make a list, and then figure out what plants it is that you're able to grow in your area. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. If it's valuable, please look down or put it in the comments below. Thumbs up is fine. Whatever you all feel like you want to do. But I appreciate the support. All right, I'll talk to you later.